Are you ever feeling like your social media ad dollars are just, well, vanishing into thin air?
Mm-hmm.
You're putting in the effort, crafting posts, you hit boost, maybe, but the results, they're just not quite there.
It's a really common frustration, that feeling like you're shouting into this incredibly crowded room.
Exactly. And nobody seems to be listening. But what if there was some, like, fundamental strategies, things that could work almost universally to help your ads finally cut through all that noise, no matter what industry you're in?
That's the goal.
And actually, speaking of getting noticed and cutting through noise, if you're looking to maybe give your social media profiles a bit of a lift, say on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you might want to check out rapidboost.net.
Okay.
They offer ways to boost your presence using, real followers and actual engagement. Something to consider if you need that visibility.
Right. Getting seen is the first hurdle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So today, our mission really is to unpack 5 of these core, maybe call them North Star strategies.
Yeah, the fundamentals.
Think of it as a shortcut, maybe, to understanding what actually moves the needle in social media advertising.
Exactly. We're trying to get past the fleeting trends and the little platform hacks. We want to explore the foundations that consistently deliver results. Whether you're a huge sauce company or, like, the local bookstore everyone loves.
Okay, so where do we start?
Let's kick things off with something absolutely critical. Precision audience targeting.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
Because in today's digital world, just casting a super wide net, that's often the fastest way to just, well, drain your ad budget.
Right, without seeing much back for it. It feels like trying to find one specific grain of sand on this massive beach.
That's a good analogy.
You might find it eventually, but you'll waste a whole lot of time and energy doing it. So how do we make our targeting less like that beach search and more, I don't know, precise, like using a sieve?
It really starts with truly understanding your ideal customer, like the nuances. We're talking developing detailed buyer personas.
Okay, buyer personas. We hear that term a lot.
Yeah, but going beyond just the basic demographics, age, location, you need to dive into their psychographics.
Psychographics, what does that really cover?
Things like their specific interests, their online habits, what challenges they face day to day, and, crucially, what actually motivates them to buy something.
Okay, so getting deeper.
Exactly. Think about this example, a fitness apparel brand. Instead of just targeting women aged 25-45, which is huge.
Right, very broad.
Imagine focusing on moms who run as a form of stress relief, or maybe urban professionals who really prioritize eco-friendly transport and bike commute.
Ah, okay. That's much sharper.
These much more specific segments let you craft ad messaging that's way more resonant, way more effective.
That clicks. Knowing someone's a mom who runs for stress relief tells you so much more about her potential needs, the language that might connect.
Wow.
Way more than just her age bracket.
Precisely.
So, okay, we've got these detailed pictures of our ideal customers. How do we actually find them in the vastness of social media?
Well, that's where the platform tools come in. They're pretty sophisticated now. LinkedIn, for instance, is incredibly powerful for B2B.
Right.
A software company, say, wants to reach HR managers in the tech sector. They can use LinkedIn's filters for job title, industry, skills, even company size. Very precise.
Okay.
On the other hand, Instagram, super visual, right? It lets beauty brands connect with users who follow specific makeup artists or engage with certain skincare hashtags.
Got it. So using the platform's strengths.
Exactly. And don't overlook retargeting.
Showing ads to people who've already interacted somehow.
Yes. People who've visited your website, maybe engaged with a previous post.
Yeah.
Showing ads to them can seriously boost conversion rates. They already know you a bit.
It's like a warm introduction instead of a cold call.
Precisely. It removes that initial barrier.
And I guess you don't just set this targeting and forget it, right? The data you get back must be crucial.
Oh, absolutely. The best advertisers are constantly looking at their campaign performance data, making adjustments based on what they see.
So learning as you go.
Constantly. There was this direct-to-consumer skincare company, right? They noticed much higher engagement and actually a 23% lower cost per acquisition when they focused their targeting mainly on the 35-44 age group.
Interesting, even if they thought their audience was broader initially.
Exactly. They let the data guide them, not just their assumptions. That kind of data-driven tweaking is essential for maximizing your ROI.
Okay, so step 1, nail the targeting. Get your ads in front of the right eyeballs.
Yeah.
But then what? What actually makes them stop scrolling?
That's the creative part, yeah.
That's exactly right. Compelling creative.
Yeah.
Because even with perfect targeting, if your ad is just bland, uninspired.
It just becomes part of the blur.
It blends right in. Your ads need that mix of relevance, maybe some emotional connection, visual appeal, something that makes people pause, look, and hopefully click.
And what kind of creative is really working now? It feels like video is
It
everywhere.
really is dominant, and the numbers back it up.
Yeah.
Some studies, like one from WordStream, suggest video can get like 1,200% more shares than static text and image posts combined. 1,200%. Wow.
It's massive. Think about it. A good, concise video can pack in so much information and emotion quickly.
Okay, give me an example.
Sure, a SaaS company could use maybe a short 20-second animated explainer, show how real users solved a specific problem with their software.
Nice. Visual and benefit focused.
Or for e-commerce, user-generated content, UGC, is huge. Short videos of actual customers using the product in their life, that often feels more authentic, more trustworthy than super polished ads.
Yeah, that social proof is powerful. Seeing someone like you using it makes sense.
Absolutely.
But what about businesses in maybe more serious fields, B2B, finance, insurance? Can storytelling still work there?
Oh, definitely. This idea that B2B decisions are purely logical, it's kind of a myth. Emotion still plays a big part.
Really? Even in complex B2B sales?
Think about trust, confidence, peace of mind. Those are emotions. There was this insurance tech firm. They ran a LinkedIn video campaign. Didn't just talk features, they shared real stories. How their product gave clients peace of mind during, unexpected crises.
Ah, focusing on the outcome, the feeling.
Exactly. And that campaign, it led to a 36% jump in their click-through rates, just by focusing on that human element, that resonant story.
That's a significant lift. So storytelling isn't just for consumer brands.
Or at all, find the human angle.
And I'm guessing, just like targeting, creative isn't one size fits all either.
Right.
Different formats probably work better for different things.
You got it. Different industries, different audiences respond better to specific formats. Carousel ads, for instance, great for showing multiple products or different features, like a real estate agent showing off several properties.
Okay, scrolling through options.
Right. Or collection ads, especially for fashion. You can show a whole curated outfit, makes it easy to discover products.
More immersive.
Yeah. The key, really, is A/B testing. Test different formats, test different visuals, different copy. See what actually resonates with your audience. Don't just guess. Let the data guide your creative choices.
Okay, so we're reaching the right people. We've got engaging ads. But where they see those ads matters too, doesn't it? The context. That brings us to native and contextual placement.
Precisely. It's not just who sees it and what it says, but where and how they encounter that ad. It has a huge impact on effectiveness.
How so?
Well, think about it. An ad that feels really disruptive, totally out of place, you're more likely to ignore it, maybe even resent it a little.
Yeah, like a pop-up interrupting something you're reading. Annoying.
Exactly. Compare that to an ad that kind of blends in, feels like it belongs in your feed or story.
Yeah.
That's the core idea behind going native, making it seamless.
Can you give an example of that done well?
Yeah, the New York Public Library's Insta Novels campaign was brilliant.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
They used Instagram stories, right? Put entire classic books into the stories format, tapped right into how people use that platform, tapping through ephemeral, super innovative and engaging.
That was clever. Very platform specific.
Totally. Or for B2B, think about LinkedIn in-mail ads. They appear like a direct message in someone's inbox. If targeted well, they can feel more personal, more relevant than a banner ad.
Right, less like a broadcast.
And for local businesses, maybe a cafe promoting a weekend brunch. Facebook event ads work well. People can RSVP right there. Drives local engagement directly.
So it's about fitting into the environment where people always are.
Exactly. And when you do it well, native ads just perform better. They outperform traditional display ads, often get much higher engagement.
Makes sense.
Think about like a sponsored TikTok challenge that actually feels like fun user content versus just a static banner screaming advertisement.
Yeah, one feels like part of the fun, the other feels like an interruption.
You want your ads to feel like they belong in the conversation, not like something that pulls people out of their experience.
And I bet, again, testing different placements is key here too.
Absolutely vital.
Yeah.
There was this consumer electronics brand, right? They found their Instagram story ads running late in the evening got way higher add-to-cart rates compared to their regular Facebook feed ads during the day.
Interesting. Same ad, different time and place.
Yep. By tracking their analytics, they spotted that trend and shifted their ad spend. You have to experiment with placements, timings, find those sweet spots for your specific audience and goals.
Okay, so we've covered reaching the right folks, compelling creative, putting it in the right places. But people still need a reason to actually click, right? An
Yeah.
incentive. This leads us to value-focused offers.
Exactly. Your ad has to answer that fundamental question everyone subconsciously asks. Okay, what's in it for me?
Right. Why should I stop scrolling and click this?
People don't click just because you want a sale. The most successful ad strategies, really across the board, are built on giving real compelling value to the audience.
So it's not just about flashing the product features or shouting, buy now,
Mhm.
immediately.
Not usually, no. The focus really needs to shift. Less about what you sell, more about how you solve your customers' problems.
Okay, leading with the solution.
Precisely. Instead of just listing, say, all the features of your project management software, highlight the tangible benefit, like how it saves marketing managers 5 hours a week.
Okay, that's concrete.
And then, even better, back it up. Use a real testimonial from someone who actually saved those 5 hours. It's about leading with the solution and showing the real-world impact.
That makes the value proposition much stronger. What about industries where maybe direct selling is tricky, like healthcare or finance? How do they offer value in ads?
Yeah, in those sectors, branded educational content is a fantastic way to offer value.
Like guides or articles?
Exactly. A financial planning firm, for example, they could offer a free downloadable guide, maybe on common retirement planning pitfalls to avoid.
Ah, useful information.
Right. It provides genuine value to potential clients, positions the firm as knowledgeable, and it lets them capture leads from people who are actually interested. It's a win-win.
Smart. And what about good old-fashioned discounts or limited time offers? Do they still work?
Oh, absolutely. Creating a sense of urgency can be a really powerful motivator.
Yeah, FOMO, fear of missing out.
Pretty much. A boutique hotel offering a special discount, but only for weekends, stays booked in the next 48 hours. Classic example.
Gets the people off the fence.
It can. And it works in B2B, too. A SaaS company might offer, say, a free onboarding session, but only if you book a demo by Friday.
Okay, adding extra value for quick action.
These time-sensitive incentives are often that final nudge someone needs to take the action you want them to take.
Okay, so we've got targeting, creative, placement, value, 4 key pieces. Now, how do you make sure all this keeps working? How do you keep improving? That sounds like continuous optimization. Strategy number 5.
Exactly. And this one is crucial because successful social media advertising, it's not a set it and forget it thing.
Right, it's dynamic.
It's an ongoing process, iterative. You're experimenting, learning, refining constantly. The businesses that really kill it with social ads, they treat every campaign like an ongoing experiment, always aiming for better results.
And the key thing here is, what? Even small changes can matter.
Absolutely. Even small tweaks can have a surprisingly big impact over time.
And I'm guessing data is king here.
Totally central to it. You have to base your decisions on the actual data, not just hunches or what you think should work.
Makes sense.
Every campaign throws off tons of data, right?
Yeah.
How your audience behaves, how your creative performs, if your offer is hitting the mark, which placements work. You need to dig into that feedback relentlessly. Identify what's working, what's not.
Got an example?
Sure. A travel agency, AB, tested their ad headlines. Just the headlines. They found one. Discover hidden local gems got a 78% higher click-through rate than their more generic one, plan your next trip.
78% just from a headline change. Wow.
Yeah. Shows the power of testing even small data-backed changes.
So it's not just about seeing the numbers, it's about acting on them. Yeah.
Precisely. That includes making smart calls on your budget. You should be constantly watching how your different ad sets are performing.
And moving the money to what works best.
Exactly. Shifting budget towards the winners, the ones delivering the best ROI. There's this sauce startup. They saw one specific video testimonial ad was just crushing it, really low cost per demo. So what did they do?
Scaled it up.
They scaled it way up, poured more budget into what was proven to work. Smart allocation.
And you said small changes can make a difference. It doesn't always have to be a massive campaign overhaul.
Not at all. Often it's those small iterative improvements that add up. There was a nonprofit, right? They increased their donation conversion rate by 32%.
32%? How?
Simply by changing their call to action button text. From learn more to see stories.
Interesting. More evocative, maybe.
Apparently. It just connected better. It shows how even seemingly minor tweaks, when tested and validated, can have a real impact. The key is that mindset. Continuous learning, constant testing, always looking for ways to improve.
Okay, so just to quickly recap those 5 pillars we discussed.
Yeah.
It's precision audience targeting.
Knowing exactly who you're talking to.
Then, compelling creative.
Making them stop and pay attention.
Third was native and contextual placement.
Meeting them where they are, naturally.
Fourth, value-focused offers.
Answering that "what's in it for me" question.
Finally, continuous optimization.
Always learning, always improving.
These really do feel like the foundational building blocks, don't they, for pretty much any business trying to make social media ads work. Doesn't matter the niche.
Exactly. These 5 strategies give you a really solid framework, a way to cut through that noise we talked about and actually hit your advertising goals on social. It boils down to know your audience, grab their attention in the right place, offer real value, and then never stop tweaking based on the data.
So, for you listening right now, maybe take a second to think about those 5. Precision targeting, creative, placement, value, optimization. Which one of those feels like maybe the biggest opportunity for you right now?
Yeah, where could you make an improvement this week?
Exactly. Which one could you focus on implementing or improving, maybe starting today or this week, to begin seeing a real shift, a tangible difference in your social media ad results? Something to think about.